He's done.
You say he's done?
He's done.
He's never going to win another title.
He's done.
I don't know about that.
Are we done talking about the Miami Heat? Because I got a sleeper team out of the blue that I think no one's talking about.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Dummies on the Hardwood. I got Bennie,
so much of an emphasis
Isaac, Bobby. Man, we got a
Black Cadillac. He's
Isaac
back. Isaac with the polo. You got the polo, Isaac.
Fresh dressed like $1 million.
Look at you, Isaac. Look at you go, bro.
If you're new here, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Shout out to everyone who comments, shares, and shows love. We see y'all. That's what keeps this show going. Isaac, Bennie, before we hop in, do you guys have any shout outs?
Well, I'll start as always. Make sure if you haven't followed us, make sure you follow us, like, subscribe, comment, Dummies on the Hardwood, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, we are on it.
Shout out to Johnny at New Balance for subscribing. Thank you. Shout out to Tahim for always following our page and always commenting, calling you guys dummies. But he wants to be on the show and confront you guys because he questions your ball knowledge. So shout out to Tahim.
Yeah, anybody who's got some ball knowledge, we'd love to have you on the show. But let's get into this because trade deadline is approaching, and Giannis's future with Milwaukee is coming to an end. So with the Bucks potentially moving on from him, there are several teams who are expected to bid for him. The real question is who can land Giannis. It's where he fits best and which destination gives him the strongest chance to compete for another championship. So the teams that you guys have probably heard include the New York Knicks, the Miami Heat, the Golden State Warriors, and some sleeper teams, the Spurs, the Rockets, Wolves,
and the Lakers.
And
I just want to clear up, Bobby. The Spurs are not interested. They don't want to trade for Giannis. They kind of made it already clear. They reported that already. Yeah, so they're out of it. They don't want to trade for Giannis.
Damn. Okay. Damn. All right. Well, that takes away my thought. Yeah, my guess.
All right, Isaac. What do you got? What do you think about the whole Giannis situation, and where do you think he'll
I mean,
end up?
It's been a long time coming. Like this offseason didn't work out. Stretching and waiving Damian Lillard really came back to bite them. They re-signed Miles Turner, who's really been struggling this year. Kevin Porter Jr. has been okay. Ryan Rollins has been like the only bright spot, but honestly, the Bucks season has just been a failure. I mean, Giannis will forever have a statue in Milwaukee. He brought that city a championship. He
absolutely
100%.
He does not like to be the villain or like pretty much like being the bad guy, but unfortunately in this case he had to be, and I feel he should have done it a long time ago because the writing was on the wall. Unfortunately, he kind of just dragged this out, kind of like that freezer burned pizza in the back that eventually you got to throw it out. You got to eventually throw it out or eat it, and the Milwaukee Bucks are trying to eat it.
That's a good analogy.
Now they got to get rid of Giannis. Unfortunately, like it's unfortunate because in a way it's Giannis's own fault in my opinion because he kind of forced them to trade for Damian Lillard, which didn't work out in the end. And then they stretched and waived him and made it even worse by signing Miles Turner. But Milwaukee did everything that Milwaukee
wasn't a bad signing though.
That was
it
an
wasn't
awful
terrible.
signing.
He could have fit better, but it's just I feel it came down to the coaching and roster in my opinion. But
he's just not consistent. Doc Rivers is gonna be fired.
Milwaukee did everything they could. So it's not their fault. It's kind of like an amicable they both share some part of the blame, but it's long overdue, unfortunately. Right. So it's unfortunate for the city of Milwaukee. Giannis gave everything that they could. Literally has been playing pretty much on one leg these past few years. So they should be happy that he got them a title. But it's unfortunate to see a superstar have to say, "Hey, I have to leave." Just not for my sake, but for everyone's sake.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, you said it wasn't Giannis is playing bad guy. I don't think Giannis is playing the bad guy. It's not his fault. I mean, you could say the Bucks organization failed him. When they blew up that championship core, when they should have just kept everybody together. I do agree to an extent. Training for Dame didn't really work out, so that wasn't the brightest move. But I mean, Giannis, he's a star player in this league. I feel like as a star, you should be able to call your shots.
Here's
That's
the
just my
thing, like
opinion.
with that,
You
he
know?
should, but it was like a fluke year. Like when they lost to the Miami Heat, that shouldn't have happened. They shouldn't have done that panic trade. Honestly, they should have
No,
done for smaller
absolutely.
pieces probably, and not traded Jrue, because that was one of the main factors.
Yep.
Giannis didn't want Jrue traded, and they ended up trading Jrue for Damian Lillard, who they thought would fit better, but it didn't end up working out. And Jrue was universally loved in Milwaukee, and especially by Giannis. So I think that was like the first real domino effect that really set Giannis like, I might
100%.
need to
I
leave
agree.
because I really enjoyed playing with Jrue. And we had him for like 2 seasons, and you guys just traded him. Like,
100%.
And I mean, also too, like, if you really think about Jrue Holiday's impact on the Milwaukee Bucks, I mean, that with Jrue Holiday on the floor, the Bucks looked unstoppable. Their defense was impeccable. Their spacing, their floor balance was great with Jrue Holiday. Right, he brought that
why do you
leadership. It's
think
nasty.
Boston went
Now,
after him,
I,
Benny? Like that's exactly why his leadership. Like he
exactly,
fit in
Right.
seamlessly.
Right.
and they
Uh
won
huh.
a chip.
Right. Yeah.
And they won a ring. So, I mean, to your point, I know you want to talk about Jrue because I want to talk about Jrue Holiday at some point. Actually, right now, I want to talk about that because there's rumblings, obviously going out there that Jrue Holiday and Giannis wants to link up with Jrue Holiday again, right? And that's why when you brought that up, I was like, that's a good point because obviously when they were together, was it
Yeah,
2022?
2021.
2021.
2021. Yeah, that was a great year for the Bucks. I thought they were unbeatable. They were unstoppable. And I mean, they had every single piece, every single ingredient that makes a championship team. And I don't know why they blew it up. I don't understand why they did that. So this time it seems more serious because I told you guys, I told you in the beginning, I told you too, Isaac, that I never took Giannis seriously when he said I want to trade. I want to trade. It's like you've been saying that for years, but you never followed through with it.
But now he followed through.
Now this time it might actually be
follow
followed
through.
through.
Well,
But I think the Milwaukee Bucks
here's
might
the
be actually
thing.
listening.
A few weeks ago, he said he wasn't going to ask for a trade, but do you think it's possible that Milwaukee finally came to the realization he might not ask for a trade, so we might have to do it because based on how the team's built,
Yeah.
like we don't have a choice. Like there's no
Yeah.
easy way or trade that's going to fix this. We're going to just have to rebuild and swallow that bitter pill that we have to trade arguably our best player in history in order to get out of this rut.
But they should have known that a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah. And for those of you who are wondering which episode we're talking about, we're going to leave a link in the description. But yeah, Jrue Holiday was essential for the Milwaukee Bucks. And when they blew up that roster to basically get Damian Lillard, it didn't lead him anywhere because Damian Lillard eventually tore his Achilles. And that year, I felt like the Bucks were still.
It was a loss year.
It was a lost year. And I feel like, to Isaac's point, I think the Bucks did a little too much for Giannis.
Yes.
They did way too much for Giannis. Trying to trade for Damian Lillard, it did not work. And then last offseason, they went out and got Miles Turner, which, let's be real, that trade that was awful. That trade was not good at all. Bit.
The Bucks did need a center.
They did need a center,
center.
but is Miles Turner going to take you to the promised land?
No, absolutely. They thought he was going to be the key part of the journey, but obviously it's clearly not working out because you can see Miles Turner still doesn't look comfortable in Milwaukee. Right?
I feel it's just the coaching. Honestly, it's not even Miles Turner. Like Doc Rivers,
Rivers gonna be fired.
He doesn't
I wouldn't be
know how to.
surprised.
He doesn't adjust. He rides his 5 players, maybe 7 at the most, and like he doesn't change it. He kind of yanks them off for like kind of like dumb little reasons because they weren't following the schemes. But I feel Doc, this is it's over. Like the one championship he won with Boston. Not to discredit Boston, but I think that one championship. This is his final role as a coach. He's done coaching.
But also too, when they hired Doc, they had Adrian Griffin, and supposedly Giannis and Adrian Griffin.
Giannis had the ultimate choice. He had choice. Like Devin Booker had a choice.
So,
and look at the Phoenix Suns. He made a much better choice.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and so it just didn't make sense at the time when you had a guy who was through 43 games was 30-13. You would think at the top of the Eastern Conference, you would think that you would keep him on, but then you fire him because Giannis told you to. See, so I guess, yes, I do agree to an extent it is Giannis, and also it is on Milwaukee for not putting their foot down and say, no,
It's
we
half
need to
and
stick
half.
with this.
It's for
You
sure
know what
half
I mean?
and half. It's for sure half and half. Giannis just doesn't want to play the bad guy. And I mean, I think I've mentioned it in the previous episode too. Giannis wants to go win a title, but he's not going to demand a trade because he doesn't want to play victim. Like you can clearly see, like I believe I forgot what game it was where the fans were booing him.
Yeah.
You know, he was down the ground and he put his thumbs down. You could clearly see Giannis is checked out of Milwaukee. So the split is inevitable. I think that, you know, first of all, before I give my thoughts, I want to know, where do you guys think Giannis fits best? Like, where do you think, which team gives Giannis the best chance to win a title?
Isaac, you go.
Because I had mine, but I want to
All
hear
right,
Isaac.
so I was gonna
Yeah,
say
Isaac,
this for
let's
later,
go.
but this is my hot take. Benny, can you roll me real quick into hot cake?
Can I get the hot cake?
Giannis Antetokounmpo, no matter where he goes, he's not gonna win a title. Doesn't matter which team. He's done winning championships, even if he gets traded. He's done. He's done.
We know
Doesn't
he can
matter
carry a
where he
team, though.
goes. He's not winning a title. He's done.
You say he's done?
He's done.
He's never going to win another title.
He's done.
Really? I don't know about that.
My
That's
reasoning
pretty
is
bold.
because these last few years, he's
Let's
had
hear it.
lower leg injuries, groin injuries, and they've all come back to haunt him during the regular season or the playoffs. And the way he plays, he's only getting older. That is my main thing. Like, yes, he can adjust his style of play, but will he? That's my main thing. Even if you trade him to the Lakers, which I don't think you guys should, the Lakers should not go after Giannis. I wouldn't give up
It's not
New
gonna
York.
happen.
The best possible scenario, in my opinion, is probably going to be Golden State or New York. But New York can't trade for him because
Yep, you read my mind.
even if you trade for New York, it's going to be a relatively short window, like maybe 2 years at the max, 2 years at the most. Golden State, 2-3 years,
But
maybe.
Right.
But I don't think
Right.
anywhere he
But
goes, he's not really a championship difference maker anymore because of his health.
Did you say to Isaac? Yeah, I just want to point back something. Did you say that if the Knicks do trade Karl Anthony Towns, that they would be screwed? That like their championship window is over.
I did say that.
Did you say that? So, do you feel like if you add Giannis to the picture, does that change your viewpoint, or how do you feel about that?
Cat has his flaws, but I feel if they keep Cat, it would be a longer window only because he's on the younger side a little bit and he doesn't have that history of leg injuries versus Giannis, who, as much of a force of nature as he's been, these past few years, the lower leg injuries have really got to him. And it all started in the finals with that freak injury where he pretty much said he could have torn his ACL, but every year it's been some sort of lower leg injury. And it seems not to, I don't think it'll be getting any better because he's getting older. That's the thing. And the fact that he's had 2 calf strains already in less than a year, that's a problem, man. And like calf strains have been rampant, but especially when you're an older superstar who depends on athleticism and speed to get to the basket and score, especially with Giannis, who takes a beating. Like, I would be very concerned to give up any sort of picks or how many picks for Giannis, unless you're Golden State or New York.
Well, yeah.
But I do
think
he would increase their window slightly in New York, but not by much. Not much, even if they trade Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
I feel Karl Anthony Towns, they have a longer window, slightly longer window because he's on the younger side.
Yeah.
Well, personally, I mean, I really thought that, you know, the Spurs would have a shot, but since Isaac, you mentioned that the Spurs are out the window, I guess that throws out what I was going to say. But the second team that I actually had in mind was the Golden State Warriors. I think the Warriors, if they trade for Giannis, I mean, think about it. They got a disgruntled Jonathan Kuminga who demanded a trade as soon as the window opened. You trade him out to Milwaukee. Milwaukee can start the rebuild along with Ryan Rollins, and then the Golden State Warriors gets Giannis, and then boom, now you got Steph Curry and Giannis on the same team. Steph Curry and Giannis, I don't care how old Steph Curry is, it's still Steph Curry, the greatest shooter to play the game. You got Giannis who can dominate the paint. Giannis is going to command the doubles, kick it out to Steph. You know, I think if the Warriors were to go trade for Giannis, that gives the Warriors another 1 to 2 year window with Steph and Curry.
That's interesting. Yeah, and obviously, like I saw reports earlier today too about or the other day with Jimmy Butler. Now the Warriors are willing to include Jimmy Butler, which we all were in unison. Like that was a pretty dumb trade.
We all saw that coming.
Yeah, that was a pretty dumb trade.
Benny, finish your point, and then I want to say something.
I gotta go with my team here. You guys are gonna probably laugh at me, but I'm not necessarily looking at is Giannis gonna win a championship. I'm looking at overall fit. All right, so I'm throwing out the championship thing out the window for this one. But I'm going with the Miami Heat. And I'm going with the Miami Heat. Here's why, right? In Miami, you have a center who I've said several times, like, I love Bam. He's an amazing player, but you got to move him already. You got to play Khalil Ware. You
Bam.
need to develop him.
No way.
Yeah.
No,
you need to move
Bam.
Bam.
Bam and Giannis have been wanting to play. They're going to move Khalil Ware before they move Bam. That's not happening.
No, so when you make that move, now you open up the door for Giannis to probably bring in more free agents because it's Miami. Miami's a big market, just like LA, just like New York, right? New York, you give up Cat, I mean, there goes your championship window, right? LA doesn't have really nothing to offer, right? But you go to Miami could give you Bam Adebayo. They can maybe give you one more young player, right? And you bring Giannis in. Giannis can get some free agents coming down in Miami. So I'm looking at, if I'm the Miami Heat or if I'm the Milwaukee Bucks, I'm calling up the Miami Heat. I'm sending a package around Bam, and I'll throw in Miles Turner. I'll send Miles Turner down to Miami.
Pat Riley's not going to trade Bam.
Yeah.
No, I would not. No,
I would do it. I would do it.
I said, go mention your point, and then I got a rebuttal for Bennie.
Wait, are we still talking about Miami? Or are we reacting? I kind of want to delve into. Okay.
Yeah, we're still talking about Miami because I got something to say.
Here's the thing: they want a younger player. Bam's not exactly young, and they have Tyler Hero, they have Jaime Jaquez, and they have picks. That'll be more appealing than Bam, Bam is a great player, and Pat Riley loves Bam, so he's not going to give up Bam unless he gets probably something else.
I'm sure they're gonna get some young picks. Ryan Rollins,
I don't think they're gonna give up Ryan
Green.
Rollins. If I'm Milwaukee, I'm not moving Ryan Rollins.
They're not gonna give up Ryan Rollins.
Well, I mean, if Miami could just give out, or Miami can send out Yakachonis.
I'm telling you, they're gonna send anyone.
Obviously, keep Pelle Larson.
They're not gonna send anyone not named Bam Adebayo. They're not. They'll send him out. They're not going to trade Bam. I'm calling it right now. Bam is the heart and soul of Miami right now.
I'm calling.
They're not doing that.
First of all, I got two things. Benny, I do agree that at some point Bam Adebayo will be traded. I don't know where, but it's not going to be to Milwaukee. Secondly, I don't like the fit for the Heat because Miami doesn't give Giannis the chance to compete. What has Giannis been saying this entire time?
He wants to compete.
He wants to win.
Benny did
he wants
say
to compete.
He threw out the competing thing out. So just pointing that out, Bobby.
Right. But I'm saying Giannis wants to win and compete for a title.
Absolutely.
And so if the Miami Heat were to trade for Giannis, that doesn't give Giannis the chance to win.
But also too, here's my point to that too. Here's my point. I don't want to interrupt you, Isaac, but I got to real quick. You could always throw in a third team. You could throw in the Golden State Warriors. Now you go Warriors, Milwaukee, and Miami. There you go. You add the Warriors to the mix. Now both teams are rebuilding. Right? Obviously, Golden State's making those necessary moves, right? Getting rid of Kuminga. Send Kuminga and Giannis out to Miami. Send Andrew Wiggins out to Golden State. There you go. Problem solved. Miles Turner, was he Milwaukee? He go Golden State too. Golden State don't have no center. You're not telling me you're winning without Horford. I'm sorry. He's damn near 40 years old. Father time didn't hit. I'm just saying. So Miles Turner, I can see ending up in Golden State. Golden State does not end up with Giannis. Milwaukee ends up with Giannis. And I think right then and there that they're going to start winning. That's just me. I can see that move. I think it's going to be a 3-team trade.
Okay. Well, what are you
going to say? You guys went into the argument. Giannis is more open to any team. He's not looking to compete to a championship. I just wanted to sprinkle that in. He's not exclusively looking for a title.
But But I mean, in Giannis's nature, he's going to probably want to go to a team that gives him the best shot
his
at
flexibility
winning.
for more teams. That's all I'm pointing out.
Yeah,
Are we
yeah.
done talking about the Miami Heat? Because I got a sleeper team like out of the blue that I think no one's talking about.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna go with the
team.
Portland Trailblazers, only because they have Jrue Holiday and they own Milwaukee's picks from the original trade.
Isaac, you read my mind.
Because if you really look at it,
read my mind about
they could
Jrue
trade
Holiday.
a combination of Denny Advia, Donovan Clingan, Scoot Henderson, Shaedon Sharp. They have young players. They have Milwaukee's picks, which is what makes it more appealing to them. They have their own picks, so they wouldn't have to rebuild as long. And Jrue would be able to team up with Giannis once more. So combination of Denny Advia, Scoot Henderson, and another player, and some picks, the Bucks picks for Giannis, that seems very appealing to Milwaukee. And I'm pretty sure Giannis would be open to going back to Portland where Drew's waiting for him.
Playing with you. And then when Dame comes back,
when
Dame comes back.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about Dame.
Yeah,
and you, Isaac. I mean, I didn't think about the trade like that, but I mean, that's a good point. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Giannis decides that, screw all these other teams that we're talking about right now. I wouldn't be surprised if he chose Portland. I really wouldn't, because I know how much he loves to play with Jrue, and with Damian Lillard, Jrue Holiday. You get a 50-60% Damian Lillard. You still get Jrue Holiday. Still one of the elite two-way players in the game. I do think that it gives Giannis a chance to compete.
Yeah.
I do think it does give Giannis a chance to compete. And, they'll still keep Tumani Kamara. They'll probably trade
I would trade
They
Kamara.
got to. He's done.
They'll keep Shaedon Sharp.
Well, I don't know if I trade Kamara. Isaac.
I like
he's
good.
Isaac.
Kamara's young, and he can defend.
If you've seen his games, he's offensively terrible. He's defensively great.
He's offensively terrible.
In order to get Giannis, I'd probably move off him and keep or maybe Scoot Henderson, but I'd probably keep Kamara, honestly.
But then who's gonna be that backup to Jrue Holiday? Who's gonna be that young defender that the Blazers need? Shaedon Sharp.
He's a spotty defender, but
I'd keep Kamara. But what were you gonna say, Benny?
No, the thing is, obviously we know the reality of this. It's going to be a 3-team trade. Right, because there's going to be a lot of players involved. To your point, some combination of those players you mentioned, Sharp, Henderson, Clingan, Avia, right? I would not be surprised if it goes Milwaukee, Portland, New York. 3-team trade right there going on, right? Giannis ends up in New York, right? With Jrue, right? Cat gets sent out to Portland. Clingan, as well as Turner. Turner gets sent out to Portland. Clingan gets sent out to Milwaukee. There you go. And there's some picks involved, all them extra minutia BS and stuff like that. I can see that trade happen. There's my another 3-team trade right there.
I still think that, we're talking about the trades. Great, all of these, I get it. But I still think the team that Giannis is going to end up with is the Golden State Warriors.
I'm still saying the Miami Heat.
It's something that, I think we could see like the writing on the wall. Giannis wanting to play with Steph Curry. Steph Curry's still an elite player. He gives a shot for Giannis to win another title. I just see it right now. For me, I see Giannis to the Warriors making the most sense to me.
We'll see. Like it could happen before the deadline, on the deadline, or it could happen during the offseason. Shams did report that. Really quick, Bobby, I want to get your opinion. I've had a lot of Lakers fans to ask me, tell me, we're going to trade for Giannis. We're going to trade for Giannis. We're going to trade for Giannis. Bobby, as a Laker fan, would you trade for Giannis? Do you think he fits perfectly with you guys? Would you be willing to give up Austin Reeves and all the picks that you guys have for Giannis?
Ooh, hell no.
Okay.
Absolutely not. As much as I love Giannis, the Lakers, if they were to try to trade Austin Reeves for Giannis, it's just not going to work out. Because the bottom line is the Lakers right now, they want to keep Austin Reeves. I know you and Benny are going to say they're going to overpay him.
Bobby,
the Lakers are going to overpay him anyways.
I'd rather pay him something substantial and for years of consistent scoring versus Giannis, whose health has been very questionable. So if you want to spread some knowledge, Bobby, tell them to not trade for Giannis because everyone's enamored with Luka and Giannis. But if you really think about it, it would shorten the window by 3 years, 4 years.
It would shorten the window.
Yep.
It would shorten the window, and Giannis is on the wrong side of 30. I mean, I love Giannis, but it's just not going to happen. First of all, the Lakers are not going to make the same mistake they did in 2020, 2021, where they blew up their roster and they traded Russell Westbrook. They let Alex Caruso go. They're not going to make that same mistake. They see the value Austin Reeves can provide. He is the Jalen Brunson that Luka had when he was in Dallas. It's not going to happen.
Why you got to
now,
bring that
I do
up?
think the Lakers.
Use another example.
The Lakers.
You can't bring
That's the truth.
Example.
It's the truth.
Seriously,
Shout out to the Mavs fans. Shout out to the Mavs fans. But no,
heartbroken.
But no. It's just I think that the Lakers aren't going to make that same mistake. You know, I do think though the Lakers will make a smaller deal to get some more help defensively. But swinging for Giannis is not going to help them because you get the whole roster, and now you're just Luka, Giannis, and a top-heavy roster. LeBron James is going to retire. It's not going to work out. It's not going to work out.
It's not even worth it.
So to all you Laker fans out there, I know you want Giannis, but it's not going to happen.
And to all you Knicks fans out there, as I've said before, Giannis ain't going to fit in New York. That's all I'm going to say. Giannis ain't going to fit in New York. Although, you know, he would want to play in a bigger – although he might enjoy playing in New York, he's not going to fit in New York, despite all those reports. I really think he's going to end up down in Miami.
Houston could – I'm just going to throw Houston out there because with Steven Adams down, like, they might do a panic trade and give up everything that they have or give up something.
You know, Houston doesn't know what they're doing.
Wait a minute. What did Bennie just say?
Man.
Did you say Houston doesn't –
What?
You said Houston doesn't know what they're doing?
Houston don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
they don't know what they're doing.
Wasn't this guy that said they would be fine without a point guard? Isn't this the same guy? No. Let me finish my point.
I said they'd be fine.
You're the same guy that
without a point guard.
Fine. They don't need a point guard. But now that Steven Adams is out, who's not a point guard, but a big man.
Yeah, because it's a center.
No, that's not the same thing. Like, but you completely ignore the point guard. But once a big man, oh no, they're falling out of the sky. Bobby, help me out here. Did he not say that they were going to be fine? But now that they lose magically, Steven Adams, come on, man. Come on, I'm holding you accountable.
Come on, Isaac.
Come on.
Well, I mean, look.
Come on, Isaac.
First of all, yes, Bennie did say that the Rockets would be fine without a point guard. But when he saw that Steven Adams was going to be out, that's when he started to change his tune. So, yes, I agree with you, Isaac, but Bennie's starting to finally see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I'm just saying, too, but they also got Clint Capella.
That's not
You know what?
I still think they're going to be
because
good.
Bennie's just going to, like, send me in an insane asylum at this point. I can't believe he just mentioned Clint Capella right now.
He's still good, bro. He still provides that value.
We're done.
We're
You said
We're
they
not
were
going
fine
down that
without a
road.
point guard. They should
We're
be
not
fine
going
without
down
a
that
center.
road.
Steven Adams, just a center. Just pointing that out. That's all.
They got Şengün.
Şengün already runs the damn team.
What's
dude.
the big
You
whoop?
can't have him be playing defense, rebounding, then he's gonna get hurt. The heck,
All right, Isaac.
Bobby.
All right, Isaac.
Take this away before I.
Y'all delusional.
Yeah.
I got a hot cake. Bennie, you want to do
Hot
it again?
cake?
You could do better than that, man. You could do
His general knowledge
There you
could be
go.
better,
There
but
we
he
go.
doesn't do anything about it.
I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying.
So my original hot cake was, if the Spurs had traded for Giannis, they could be NBA champions as soon as next season. But since the Spurs are out of the picture, I'm gonna have to say the Warriors would win another title if Giannis.
You need to stop.
Bennie, you need to
in
stop.
Golden
You need to
State.
stop. That's delusional. That's a delusion.
I don't want to hear nothing from you, Bennie. I don't want to hear nothing from you.
That's delusional.
Giannis,
You're delusional, Bennie. You're the one that said the Rockets don't need a point guard, but they lose a big man and the sky is falling. So, Bobby, go ahead and present your point.
Giannis and Stephen Curry. They've been wanting to play together for a long time. Warriors have a disgruntled star in Jonathan Kuminga. You put Giannis out there with Stephen Curry. You're going to tell me that team is not going to be title contenders.
They will be title contenders without
Stephen
winning
Curry
a ring.
in his prime. Giannis is still, he's in the later half of his prime, but you got somebody, like I mentioned earlier, Giannis could collapse the defense, kick it out to Steph, collapse the defense, kick it out. So the Warriors would have an offense and defensive weapon.
Bobby? You know whose system that sounds like eerily familiar? The Boston Celtics. Doesn't it, Bennie? they would kick out and take a lot of threes, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But, they would just have Steph Curry, just no one big, apparently, according to you. But yet when they have 5 out who can shoot, they're all ungodly because they won a title, but yet you're going to ignore Steph Curry? Be quiet. Be quiet, be quiet, be quiet, Benny. Be quiet, Benny. Bobby, continue. Just be quiet.
I never said ignore Steph Curry.
No. If I do think to Isaac's point where he mentioned earlier where Giannis is not going to win another title, I think Giannis has a shot to win one more title. One more title if he ends up in Golden State.
OKC maybe, or Denver.
No, I think. If that did happen, I could see them being OKC. I could see that.
Giannis and Steph in a 7-game series.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck.
You got any other hotcakes, Isaac?
Just don't listen to Benny. That's all. Not really hot, but just be careful with what he says.
I don't know why. I don't know why you guys are so hesitant on what I gotta say.
I'm not hesitant on what you gotta say. It's just that sometimes you say things that are just off the wall.
Oh, I'm just saying. Hey, for all I know, you know who could be balling out? I know Isaac don't want to hear this one.
Don't start with this.
Hey, I'll just say, look at Isaac. Isaac's already ready. He's getting his eye roll ready. The Charlotte Hornets might come out, bro. They might finish in the play-in.
Now you sound dumb.
I'm just saying.
Are we done with this? Because Benny is about to have me head to the hospital right now.
Yeah, man. I mean, for those of you who have stuck around to
Thank
the end
you
of this
for your
episode,
patience with
that's
Benny
going to
too,
do
by
it
the
for
way.
Dummies on the Hardwood.
Emphasis on the dummy.
If we brought you any value
Benny
today, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps us out. We appreciate every single one of you for joining us. Before we close out, Isaac, Benny, do you guys have anything?
Charlotte Hornets going to be in the plane. Isaac, who you got?
I'll be back in studio, everyone. Don't worry, the show will be saved next week. I won't let Benny do this to you guys anymore. Don't worry. I'll be back. Don't worry about
Black
it.
Cadillac, we need y'all back.
Until next week, but guys, we're
Later.
out.
I'm good.